Eliminate the workplace excuse. That's what leaders do. This is the Career Blind Spot Podcast.
Juan, Courtney blind spot question, because I know you hate whenever I call it that. Why is DIY a mixed bag of fun and frustration?
No.
Oh, well, that is fair.
I think because it's when you DIY, do it yourself, you have to eventually delegate to some degree.
Yes.
But it's also knowing when, because you're like, I'm the one who created this shit show. And mostly joking, but when we're DIYing, it's you have an idea and I have an idea, but we've not fully articulated that idea on our home.
Such a kind way to put that.
Why is it kind?
Because you could be a lot meaner and be like, Courtney starts 18 projects at a time and doesn't finish them. I have an air compressor I don't know what we're doing with, but it's there.
Yeah. I mean, am I some organized, succinct person at home?
No, but you stick to one thing at a time.
I don't think that's true.
Oh.
Yeah. But I think, from a leader's perspective, I want to bring this up because the old nomer is I got to do it. If you want something done right, you got to do it yourself, which has some legs to it. But also one of the biggest bottlenecks of most leaders, if not teams, is or bottlenecks, an inability to delegate. Yeah. Or to delegate successfully. I've been that person on the receiving end of, hey, Juan, can you go do this? And sure. Weeks later, hey, where's it at? Oh, I didn't get to it. Oh, I only did it this way. Like, to delegate is hard enough. And then to delegate and actually get what you want, which an easier way to describe that is like, that's good emotional intelligence. To me, emotional intelligence isn't just empathy. It's not those things. But this whole, I can feel the vibes and see people's auras and whatever else empathetic people like to say counts for something. But if you're not able to get the best outcome that you think is achievable, then you're missing something. And so I think the thing with DIY is I can do this. I've watched this video on how to, I'm trying to think of something. Oh, right. Well, I didn't use the DIY, but I ripped out our counters in our kitchen recently. Not replaced them yet. That's coming next.
Living with plywood.
But, I remember one time I was replacing a tire on a wheelbarrow instead of getting a whole new wheelbarrow. Yeah. But I didn't know how to pop the tire. So I think this is like early YouTube. And I was like, all right. But that was it. If I was doing something else, there's a stage where I eventually have to take the tire into a shop and get it this or that, right. Or get someone and so to delegate and be like, hey, I've brought this far. Now I need you to give me X, Y, and Z. Hell, on these episodes, I've asked you questions that I think are easy and you're making that face and I'm like, just answer the question. I'm not being as effective of a communicator as I intend to. So DIY is like, you're going from excitement. This is great. I can do this. Excitement. I'm capable to now, shit, I need someone else. And
I feel like I see
listening.
that a lot. Like leaders get very excited and very passionate about something. And they're like, let's do it. And you do this. And then they never follow up on it again.
Yeah.
And then that just becomes like what you expect from them. So I think the skill isn't delegating to me. It's always been knowing who to delegate to for things to get done properly.
Fair, but I think that's still delegating. You still have to do it.
Right. But I mean, I think the skill is not letting somebody else do work for you. Because you know how some people have a really hard time giving up control and letting other people help them?
Sure.
And then there's people who are able to do that, but they know who the right people are to ask to do that. I think that's a bigger skill.
Yes, I think. But I wouldn't even say those are people. I think it depends on the thing. Like when I have an issue, if I have a medical issue, there's 4 or 5 people in my mental Rolodex. I like to age myself because I liked it. You think it's funny. But then when there's new areas, I'm slower to do that. But like something like I don't know. But my point of like, you still have to delegate, and maybe it's one of many words, but if you're not you let someone else babysit your baby, you have to be able to give that up. Do you remember what it was like when you first let someone else watch our kids?
Pretty sure I'm holding my breath, just replaying the memory in my head. Yes, I do.
No one is going to care for your baby the same way you do.
Your mom does.
No,
and not the exact same. But she's great.
That's why you guys fight all the time. No, but or I liken it to, hey, you can let someone Or we can go stay at someone else's house and they'd be like, hey, it's your house. Be comfortable. Do whatever you like for people to do that. Little TMI, but it's fun. Courtney knows that people feel comfortable when they come to our house when?
I'm not answering.
You're not going to say.
When they poop.
Well, yep. When they go to the restroom and they do everything they need to do in the restroom. And not to say you're bad, but you're like, if someone felt comfortable enough to do that, you feel comfortable. But if you're in someone else's house, regardless of what they say outside of an emergency, I'm not talking about the bathroom stuff anymore, you're still like, it's their house.
Right.
And so you're not going to run their house like if it was yours, short of buying it and then moving out. So I think with DIY, it is this, I get to do it. It's so much of an ego adventure. It's not a bad thing, but then it's eventually I need help from someone else. And it's the other side of your ego to say, can you help me? And here, my baby is sick. Can you take care of them so I can take them back and continue the project or whatever it is? I think it's such a dichotomy or a paradox of two amounts of energy. One is so like chest out, and the other one is so like, can I have some more? Does that not suit you?
No, I mean, it makes sense. I think I'm confused because of different metaphors that you're mixing together. That's all.
You said it wasn't delegating.
Yeah, I don't think that that's the biggest skill that you can do.
What is
in
the
that
biggest
process?
skill?
The biggest skill in that process is knowing who you can delegate to.
But I think in your case, you know who you can delegate to, and you don't always. So I think there are other levels, but I'm saying I think that the question was, why is it a mixed bag? I think because these two versus like, hey, I can do this, and I could ask for help from so-and-so, then just do it. But actually, I think there's a mindset there where like, hey, I can do this, and I could ask for help. I'm just going to go do it. I think there are a lot of people who do that. Hey, will you do this for me? Like, and that's kind of annoying to a degree, or some people might, but that's not you. It's often not me. I'll bring it down to not to compliment you, but to point, it's like one of the more fun things to do as a homeowner, because I'm good with breaking things down.
Yes, you are.
The counters, putting it together, and electronics scare me. But Courtney, when it comes to safety, hey, is it okay if I rip this out? Hey, do you think I'm all right? Like, so it's nice to have that guidance, or at least, hey, if I go unconscious, you'll call 911, right?
Yeah, at the least. Yeah.
And so I don't think that's delegating, but it's more than just, I'm going to do it myself.
Okay.
Because I think if you weren't there, I don't rip out all the projects that we've done in the last decade.
Painted concrete, the countertops. Oh my God, I love that.
Oh, and I think going back to something you said, you have all these unfinished projects.
Yes.
I think part of that is because your refusal to delegate.
That is probably
true. Or
true.
your difficulty, maybe.
Yes.
And I think part of your difficulty in delegating, I'm going to throw myself under the bus, but also make you sound a little mean.
Oh, good.
You don't trust me to do it.
When it comes to delegating stuff, no, that's actually not accurate. With other things, yes, I struggle to trust fully of people to be able to delegate things. But when it comes to specifically DIYs, I think because I am not an expert enough to tell you how to do it right, I feel like I can't ask you to do it because I don't know how to do it.
That's
I struggle
fair,
with
but then
that.
so instead of doing that, you go start other projects that you'll never finish.
Well, no, I think I get on the excitement train and I'll be like, oh, I could do this. It'll just take like 5 minutes. And then I think we both know I severely underestimate time.
But I think everyone, it's not just you.
Right.
It's not just me. YouTube makes it look good and clean. Mm-hmm. And I'm always like, man, that person's so cool. Who produced their video? Because that's a whole other skill set.
Right.
But I think as we land this plane here, the whole point of DIY delegate in the workplace, you can go learn and set up ChatGPT, and there might be a part of you that really wants to do that.
Yeah.
Or you could delegate it to someone else. But sometimes, especially if you're like, I'm not finishing these projects that are worth finishing, you got to ask yourself like, oh, I thought I could do like the podcast where we have a production studio now. Like, I like doing that stuff. It's not the best use of my time. I'm glad that I've learned it, but 3 years ago, we probably should be doing these a lot more. And that requires delegating to someone that I can trust to help, not just technically do it, but strategically do it. So call to action.
Delegate, delegate, delegate.
Yeah. I think that's not wrong, but I do think it's like delegate to the things you're excited for. If you started some project, you're really excited and they're not to completion, or they are, but it's disappointing, get some help and realize like, okay, you could call X, Y, and Z or so-and-so, but did you? And check your ego, because that's what's stopping it from reaching the fruition that you probably had in your head originally.
I make this show for leaders, those who don't point fingers, but point towards ways they can do better at work. My ask for listening is you share the show on social and or with other leaders, established or aspiring. Until then, no talent, no culture, no excuses.